welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are back with another pick a card. Today we're getting into it. What do you need to know urgently, like right now? Okay. And let's get into today's video. If you do not know me, check the description box down below. Group 1, you are the two doves, LOL, in love, LOL. Group 2, create, and group 3, courage. Alright, let's get to it, and I'll see you guys in your selection. Bye. Hi group 1, welcome to your selection. So you chose love, and let me get the guidebook. Okay. Group 1, I definitely think that this is about, matters of the heart. Okay. So these topics that you are exploring, concepts that you are exploring are big, but when we get to the heart of the matter, this is where the emotional insecurity is getting shown. Okay, because it's about a social class difference or about wealth. Okay, so something where someone stole wealth, and this was a this was someone, this could be like your ex or something like that. Okay, something happened with your ex, so you definitely probably checked out yesterday's video. So group 1, what do you need to know? We have the 8th house. Yeah, I think that, yeah, someone stole wealth in your relationship, or someone stole a partner from you. Adjusting to a change, because there was a lot of discord around your butt. Okay, you're the divine feminine, so I think that this is someone that has an opposite body type as you. Okay, and so this, when we get to the heart of the matter, we learned that this was about sex and orgasms. And because, let's talk about the horny limbic system. Because we are, sex is the lowest form of love, and getting rejected from sex means that it could be, like, I think I mentioned this a couple of videos back, that this is truly to get rejected for sex means that they don't want it. Okay. But I can't argue vice versa, that like some sacred sexualities are all heart. So because you are a divine feminine energy, your sexuality, your orgasms and sex, they know that you're divine feminine. If you're like a goddess walking around here, okay, they know that your sex and orgasms are superior, and they feel like that's representative of a big difference in social class. So some of you raised your social class up, so you have a keen and deep perspective. But I think that when you get to the heart of the matter, these people are not having great sex because they're saying that, like, when we get to the heart of the matter, they're not having great sex because they don't have enough, like, that they're not wealthy enough, or they don't shine bright enough like you do. They are like, when we get to the heart of the matter, they're not desired, about, like, then they feel like it was because of because of your body type. And I think that, like, it's like on the other end, right? Like, if this is a lowest level of love and you're a siren, ooh, I think that I think that what people have been trying to do is devalue a true love as something superficial because of your body type. And they may have the expectation that these weaker and less fortunate body types or unhealed feminine energies are more safe, more pure, more devoted, more not harmful or threatening in some type of way. But I think that has actually been quite the opposite. These people, for having an opposing body type as you or plastic surgery, these people have been obsessed with your sex and orgasms. And some of you guys started getting harassed, or someone started committing crimes against you because of your sex and orgasms. Okay? So in your house, having a lot of recognition, honor, and fame. So I think that while you do experience a lot of love, I think that you might not feel like you want to be binded by domestic spaces, especially if your life is on video. With the ninth house, your home represented a high, like maybe you have a higher education and represented a voyage to discovering yourself. So this is when we get to the heart of the matter. These people are actually not the pure and devoted people. Just because they're less fortunate doesn't mean that they're more pure. Or just because they're less fortunate doesn't mean that they're not a threat or that they're not capable of doing something evil, okay? It's something where there was an expectation that where this change was actually inspired by unseen or hidden force, whereas an expectation that it was not threatening or that it was not capable of changing, okay? I'm hearing you are the divine feminine. So you're always on this voyage of love, but I think that you have some expectations of what true love is, and what in the meaning and the value that these relationships hold. And I think that the more you explore your relationships, it becomes less about your body type and more about finding a mutual dream and finding comfort and intimacy and pleasure, having sex, realizing true meaning together. So some people will try to dishonor your love because because of your body type, or they'll try to make you out to be the Jezebel or the person that's not trustworthy because of this body type. But you're divine feminine, creative, fertile, and receptive, and you and this person have a higher education together and have explored many concepts together, have realized true meaning. So this is leading to an inheritance, is what I'm hearing, some type of inheritance. A true love is the inheritance. You might not have thought that was possible. You weren't expecting to find true love. And you are, this person loves you so much, they actually cannot resist you, and they want to see you dressing in different. They want to talk about your education, and they want to see you dressed up nice, okay? So I'm hearing Kanye, the mother, LOL. Some of y'all about to give birth, friend, okay? You are the book baby in the business. So, you let people understand, they mad, this big butt is just a privilege, It's just an extra. This relationship is extremely nurturing, sensitive, and caring, okay? This person wants to get you pregnant, or that you are already pregnant, okay? So, you know you're a divine feminine if you're pregnant, friend, okay? Family, what? Not your family showing up, giving you the world, okay? Not your family showing up. I'm hearing something where you fell in love, okay? You fell in love. I think that some of you guys are worried about a third party, but I think that the third party is somebody who is envious, or somebody that they could have strong boundaries with, or this literally is not someone that gets honored, so it's not important, okay? They don't get, they don't realize true meaning. They don't have sex and orgasms. They don't, they're just someone that tries to fight for attention, okay? Because your masculine has had such an influence over your house, and how much you guys have created, like how much family that you have created, and how they have given you the world, or something where they shared their resources with you, and this gave you the world. They shared their network, they shared their resources, and let you know that you are receiving an inheritance of a deep commitment, letting you know that this means motherhood for you. This means that you're part of their family. So this is big, you guys. This is what you need to know right now, you guys. That means you guys have sex. LOL. Yeah, they want you to have their child, okay? Yeah, this person, they really want you to have their child, okay? Especially some of you if you got a big booty, people are really, they really get angry about you having this person's child, because they know that means you guys are having a lot of sex with that big booty friend. Oh my God, yes. This is so beautiful, okay? This person is true happiness. Y'all both smiling with y'all kids. I'm hearing that you. I know some of you guys are like, I never thought that I was gonna have kids, but I'm like, this person's like maybe 1 to 3 children or something like that. This person showed up in your life like magic, is what I'm hearing. Okay, maybe you guys started talking out of the blue, or this person, you were just looking for happiness, is what I'm hearing, searching for meaning in life, seeking higher education, and this person was like, yep, that's the one. If you found me here, if you reached this terminal, yeah, that's the one. If you reached here. So I feel like you guys are very dreamy, intuitive, and romantic about each other, especially because they've shared their resources with you and have given you a lot of gifts. That's what I'm hearing. It's coming around and give you a lot of gifts. But I think that there's some type of work that you need to do. Okay, there's some type of work that you need to do. So yeah, what did I say about expectation? That these people who seem non-threatening in the house, okay? So we started looking around in our house. We wasn't expecting, some of these people who are, that are part of our family tree. We're just so happy with our big family and all our children and the mother and things of that nature. And then we turn around and we see somebody, we find out that there was a lie, betrayal, or deception. That have been leading to a big change. Okay, there have been a big adjusting of your house and financial securities and real estate, maybe even a commercial real estate, property or family home, where there were lots of memories of happiness and fondness, but there's been someone, a part of the ancestry or a part of the family tree, that have been doing something, that have been stealing, lying, and betraying. Okay, we've had the expectation that they were not capable of doing this, or that they would not do this. So this is the third eye clearing that we're having, where we gain a protective awareness around this person, okay? And I think that when we get to the heart of the matter, this was all because of your body type. This person did all this because they were obsessed with your big booty, you being the mother in this home, everything being created around you, okay? So that's what I'm seeing, friends. What do you need to know right now? Okay, yeah, this is a shadow attachment. Somebody here, okay, up on the family tree. This person, they come around and pretend to be family, or they come around and pretend. Someone's name starts with the letter N, Okay, they pretend to be family, or they come around for a good time. We start turning up or something like that. We start partying, we start dancing together and stuff like that. But this person is a shadow attachment. Okay, to the mother. Okay, whoever's the mother in the situation, there's a shadow attachment to the mother or the wife or the person who created this house. Okay, yeah, with the Strength card in the reverse. So we have the Hangman. Yeah, I think that something happened where this person, when they heard a news of your marriage, or when they heard a news that you got of, when they heard about your inheritance, or you've reached a full integration, the trial, some of you guys are finished at court. Your trial is over. Some of you guys, you have finalized a marriage contract agreement, or become pregnant, or you've already been valid and effective. This person, they know that this means an ending to this trial. Okay, you've been in a big trial where you've had to adjust to a change because maybe your house has been at court. Okay, and this ending was you becoming the mother, you getting a family, someone offering you the world, quite literally making your dream come true, as if it was by magic. And this brought you so much happiness by like magic, they feel like. And some of you guys, you have been doing this since you have been manifesting this house since you were a child. Okay, when they're really, I think that when we get to the heart of the matter, we do love these people. We do care about them. They have been a part of our ancestry and our family tree. We've had good times with them. We've had fond memories with them. But we're learning of a deception, a betrayal, or a situation where they showed an emotional weakness. Okay, and so we're judging their penalty. Okay, for this deception, where they show an emotional weakness about your body type. We have a good outcome. Like I said, I do think that this is true love. I do think that you love this person. Or you get the outcome that you desire in a matter. Okay, but there was an expectation in this house where when the expectation was not met, this person showed an emotional weakness. And this, we don't know, you might have felt like a betrayal, a lie. Yeah, I think that this was someone that you were with another. This could feel like one of your friends that you've known since you were a child or something like that, and this person felt like family. You guys shared a house together and stuff like that. But this person has truly been insecure, emotionally insecure around you. And they've been taking lots of sacrifices to realize that you have a true love, that you love them like family, unconditionally. It's not about how they, their amount of talent. It's not about their physical characteristic. This person feels like a sister or a brother to the divine feminine. But I think that because of something that they've done, some of them could be going to prison because of something deceptive that they've done in your house. Okay, and this feels like a lot of grief and loss with a friend or someone that felt like family since you were a child. But it was really because I hope I'm not getting too all over the place, but I feel like there's something about an expectation, and there's something about an emotional insecurity about your body type. Okay, they just could not accept the fact of reality that this was your house. Okay, because they did not get the same results. They didn't become a mother. They didn't get the family. They didn't get the happy magical ending. So this created a shadow attachment of pain and shame through this period where you've been adjusting to a change. And so you can tell that something, that there is, this person was like forced to surrender because maybe they have been doing something delusional in this home. where they have just been the friend, or they just been someone that we've loved unconditionally, but they don't get sex and orgasms, and they have been maybe really, really obsessed with your sex and orgasms, or infatuated in a way, and it's just a weird sexuality struggle that they're having, and an emotional insecurity where it's not their partner, it's not their home, it's not their happiness. You know, they don't realize true meaning with each other. It's literally an insecurity about their sexuality and about their physical appearance, and how they were not chosen to be the mother. And I think that we do have heart for this person because they've contributed to our Garden of Eden. But they were not responsible for the innovation. They've had a hidden motivation in coming around the innovation. Okay, but you know, I think that finally this ending is where they really are. And what you need to know is that there's love here, you know, with the good outcome. But there has been betrayal, deception, and lies with this person because of their emotional insecurity about your body type, your home, and your sex and orgasms. Okay. And they have been doing something delusional to justify some negative behavior, disruptive behavior, but because they didn't get the same results, they have been forced to like face a reality, a harsh reality, where they have been dissociating or truly maladaptive daydreaming about your partners in your life, and they have really been obsessed. And so this has been starting to make you feel uncomfortable. And so, you know, something where you didn't have, you know, you had certain expectations of them since you were a child, or if they were a child, maybe you didn't, you know, you just didn't, because you guys shared a home together since you guys were children, you know, you may have, you know, not expected them to be a betrayal. Okay. Yeah, there's an alteration with your progress and movement. You are adjusting from a childhood, a big change that happened when you were a childhood, and these were just, you know, they were not like, you know, what did I say? You know, there's like 1 to 2 to 3 birds, you know, 2 to 7 birds that are going to prison, okay, because of a shadow attachment about your sexuality in your house, okay, and becoming infatuated with your partners, harassing your partners is ridiculous. Like, imagine, like, that's so weird. That's not you. That's not attraction. That's obsession. Okay? So, like, they'll literally force themselves onto your partners, and it becomes so, they're just really insecure that they were not, you know, that the door was open for you, and that they were just considered the birds and the bongos. Okay? Thank you so much, Group 1. Let me know how this resonates, about what you need to know. You put them all on the Need to Know by Wale. LOL. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, Group 2. Welcome to your selection. So you chose I think there's a spider. I don't know which kind. A widow. LOL. We have to create. So I think what you need to know right now is that you created something, okay? And some of you guys, your playlist manifested the current reality. So download the Crown Chakra playlist because that was magnificent. So what you need to know is that you created something big here. That means that you're the divine feminine. That means that you were chosen to be a mother, okay? And the only people that have a stake in the future are mothers. Those are the ones that have the secure positions. So, that's what you guys need to know. I feel like this, what you created was bigger than you expected, and it was created from your natural gifts. So there are karmic challenges around your natural gift, okay? Like I'm hearing violence and aggression, okay? And that's so low level, okay? But it is what it is when you're transitioning some past life karma. So some of you guys, you have created lots of things with your sugar daddies is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that your sugar daddies pay for you to create. And so this is a lot of envy as well, okay? Hidden motive. Let me link down the hidden motives, okay? We have the Gemini. Spiteful, vengeful liar, okay? So this is the corrupt politician that's been a spiteful, vengeful liar, okay? Their motivation is hidden. So on the outside, things will look copacetic. You're in phases and cycles with this person, okay? Jupiter energy, and you have been through, I think, this feels like you've been in many phases and cycles discerning a spiteful, vengeful liar, okay? And maybe you have to get a lot of higher learning around it to understand this person's hidden motivation, okay? So, like, to get the communication around what has been going on, okay, with this person and their hidden motivation for coming around what you have created, okay? You are definitely like the life of the party. You are the it girl, the it boy, and you know it, okay? So whenever if there's a spotlight on in your life and everybody's looking at you as the it person, like, oh, that person's dealing with a betrayal, a spiteful, vengeful liar, okay? And they see that you have been, you're just always out and about, making social connections, linking up with your sugar daddy, gathering information. And I think that this has all helped you understand their motivation, okay? So tell me more, group 2, okay, about what you need to know. They had, this person has been coming around you since you were a child, or some of y'all, this person is angry about an age difference. They have been mad. You thought that this person was racist? No, this person is an ageist, okay? This has really been, like, you may have never thought that you would face an age discrimination, but some of y'all are really facing an age discrimination. And I think that you low-key are, you low-key laugh about it, or high-key. But I think that this has really, it's not just about like, oh, you're an immature child. You have to do what I say. There has been true violations, okay? Or something that they've done with a vengeance. And it's the irony, Maxer, is that if you're such a child, right? If you're such a child, if you're so, if you're so, so incapable, if you're so not, if you're so underdeveloped, right? Then why are you doing something with a vengeance? Why are you so angry? You know what I'm saying? So, this person really saw you as someone who really had that higher learning. That's the true gag. That's the irony, Maxer. Okay, their hidden motivations for coming around. Okay, we have home. Your guides. Okay, so this person just saw your home. Okay, or these people just saw your home. And so when they saw your house and they saw the siren spouse, they saw a bouquet of flowers or something like that, they started bowing, y'all, okay? People jumped out and started bowing to their knees. Everybody started serving. Everybody started propping you up on, on the throne, friend. When they saw your home, they said, oh, that child has a higher learning and a special gift. So people are bowing because after you have debunked a spiteful, vengeful liar, some age discrimination. You thought this was about race? Y'all, this is not about race. It could be. It could have it could play a role in it, okay? But I really think that this person saw you as this young child with this higher learning and got pissed off. Like, and I think that you really put a lot of puzzle pieces together as well. And your social connections in your local communities, chatting people up. And I think that you actually are coming out of this introverted shell. You're coming out of isolation, because when these people saw some type of what you created within your home, my friend, they knew that this was a higher learning, and they started bowing to their knees. You see in this image how these two people are bowing. I'm hearing women are bowing. People are bowing to you because your home represents a sanctuary, a place to explore ideas, to get a higher learning. I mean, lots of discussion around religion, philosophy, lots of long distance travel, and being ethical, and something where you really assessed the ethical and moral values, and you were able to discern this person's hidden motivation. So you were like, you're in ages, that's age discrimination, and that's unethical and immoral, and there are laws to protect that. And so they were not respecting you, or they were violating or lying to you because you were a child. And if this is even these could even be romantic partners where your sugar daddies are a lot older than you or something like that, and they will literally lie to you because you're a child, but you really have the higher learning, and they're just not able to anchor to the belief that you are the home and the higher learning because of your age. And this is truly a projection. This is wild that they're acting like this because of some type of 30-year age difference or something like that, 20 to 30 years. And they're saying, well, how come how did I keep getting negotiated out? How did I get negotiated out, from this young person, or this young person had a higher learning than me? And so that was envy. Because you were so successful at a young age, they knew that by the time you reached their age or something like that, that you would be more successful, okay? I think you are celebrating, okay? So there is a good outcome for you, because the door has been opened to your home and things of that nature. Okay, you're like, when is somebody going to deliver my home? This ending needed to happen before they can deliver your home, sweets, okay? And I think that especially if these were age difference discriminations, you really held up a mirror to these people, especially because they had to examine, they kept comparing, your age to when they were your age, and, their shadows really jumped out because it made them feel, vain and mediocre in their accomplishment compared to you. When they saw your home and your higher learning and what you created out of your home, they knew that you were the guardian friend, okay? Friend, they knew that you were Hecate. They knew that you were the keeper of the crossroads. They knew that you had a yin. I'm talking about a yin. Please deliver the yin, friend. Deliver the yin, please. Just do it in all hundreds. The yin for exploring ideas. I'm hearing the bag got secured with whatever you created secured the bag, okay? And they see that because of what you created and how it secured this bag, or how what the bag really represents, friend, is the higher learning, the exploration of ideas, how you really have the monumental impact and influence that your creation has had, your home has had on the world. Some of you are internationally known and recognized. There's a lot of reward and recognition, and the change that you are seeking, you are getting. You are literally becoming a patroness of political power, and you are the life of the party because you are the guardian, and they know that you have this abstract mind, and so they're like, we're gonna look at the stories and symbols, and we're going to explore these different ideas and unlock keys to prosperity, okay? You are amazing, okay? but I think that there are karmic challenges to your natural gifts, and it involves violence and aggression. So you chosen ones will need to learn self-defense, okay? And I know you're just like, I can't believe that all this violence and aggression around what I created, okay? But a big door has been opened for you, and that put a major ending to some type of violent situation or something that was burdensome, okay? A social connection that you made where someone, you know, they got you walking through the door, friend, okay? They got you under audio and video surveillance because they're monitoring your every move because you are divinely protected, okay? In your home, what you created in your home as a child has been getting protected by the military, or getting protected, or like the door was open for you as a child. And so they're like, oh, how you're so successful and young like that, okay? And then you're like, I've just been led by my spirit guide, okay? I'm screaming the name of my spirit guides. I wanna bring myself back to life. LOL, okay? You're definitely celebrating this door that has been opened for you, okay? The woman, not the woman, and the man. Oh my God, okay? And then we have the hope. So I think that you know, there's a woman and a man that have been committing crimes against you. This feels like a couple, or this could be you and your spouse's ex-partners have been violent and aggressive, and that is the challenge of your home. I think that some of these, they could be challenges because some of you guys still have hope that those relationships could, you know, you still can see the potential in your exes. Both of you have these third parties that are ending where you finally gave up hope on them. But I think that something that you created in a home with them makes you reconsider them, especially if you had a child with these people or you gave birth to a book baby or business. I think that you still consider the potential of the relationships and could still have hope for them. But I think that a new door has been opened for you, and some of you guys, if you're celebrating, that is a powerful guide, okay? Celebration is a powerful guide. Happiness, feeling happy, you might be getting led to something else, okay? It might be a change in direction where you decide to move on from a child or home or business that you created with your ex, because they turned into spiteful, vengeful liars, okay? But I think that the reason why they could pose as a hindrance to your union is because they were spiteful, vengeful liars, but you don't have the full third eye chakra clearing around them, especially if they were in a home. This is a family violence, a traumatic experience that definitely inhibits third eye. And so I think that finally, though, after ending these relationships with the third parties or the exes, you are even more tenacious and deep. But I think that there might be a dangerous situation because these people have been, there might be a dangerous situation because somebody has been stealing from you, or they have been betraying, or they have been having an expectation of their ex, and this is the third eye blockage as well, is that this person, a spiteful, vengeful liar that is not cleared, is creating dangerous misperceptions. So I think that these are many phases and cycles where you've been dealing with the theft from this woman and man. Like these exes have been spiteful, vengeful liars. They are truly theft, identity theft, or just stealing wealth, stealing prosperity, stealing energy, siphoning energy. But I think that some of you guys, there is a celebration that's giving you hope, or a door, an opportunity that has been extended to you, where you're moving on from a situation where where it helps you move on from a situation where something was stolen. Okay. I think you are getting a good outcome. You're getting true love. You're getting everything that you want. You are happy. You're celebrating, and this door has opened for you, and this new opportunity is everything. But I think that it highlights expectations that you've had about your previous relationships, like these, especially since it's coming up as a pair. This could be your new spouse's ex or your ex, okay? Especially if this is like a hetero relationship where those spouses, your exes, they were stolen, or they were spiteful, vengeful liars, but you didn't maybe get they were never truthful, or you never got the truth about them. Nobody ever told you. But I think that after intellectually exploring something, you've been able to get the truth about this woman and this man. Okay, tell me more about this woman. Group 1. Group 2, yeah, very envious with the bear. And the man, I think that you may have, there was an expectation that this comfort or intimacy, or that this one-on-one relationship was home, that it was leading to home, but it is literally, it's just your occupation, and this could just be a man that you work with or something like that, or your sugar daddy. And so while you might have comfort and intimacy, that's literally, especially if this is your sugar daddy, it's literally just for work. And so you're clearing the expectation of a sugar daddy that got stolen away from you or something like that, or your ex-partner that got stolen away from you, or these could be a sugar daddy or ex-partner that were spiteful, vengeful liars. And I also feel like this woman could have been someone that was, that pretended to support your growth, but they really had a ferocious envy. And so you've been in many phases and cycles where they have been false and have been superficial, but like tiresome obstacles that you've had on your path to your home and to your child. But I think that if you're celebrating, that means that you have finally crossed where your partner can no longer be stolen, okay? Because what you created, is greater. And those were just lessons to help you, like past relationships, if they got stolen, then they were just lower level unions, okay? So let's wrap, friends, okay? What do you need to know right now? Okay, your guides have been navigating you away from a theft, from an envious woman, or a sugar daddy, or a man that you work with, that where the relationship and teamwork is breaking down. Okay, and these people turned into spiteful, vengeful liars. Okay, so that means aggression, violence, in a dangerous situation. But the good news is that, there are plenty of people who bow to you. There are plenty of people who love your mind. And there's they opened the door for you and started celebrating with you. And that's how you know, okay? So, group 2, what do you need to know? The 10 of Cups reverse, yeah. Like I said, those were relationships that were not fulfilling. With the 3 of Swords, they were betrayals. So, they were stolen, and it feels like they were stolen by, bitter people or envious people. And these could be people that you really don't value anymore, but these volatile mood swings can feel heartbreaking, okay? Because some of you guys, you did feel at home with these people. I'm hearing a woman that was important to you and a man that was important to you. But the relationships, they show you that they are superficial if they are not your home, if they have not opened the door for you, if they have not started celebrating with you. Okay, some of them, you'll know that the relationship is not fulfilling because the relationships are cold, despondent, desolate, right? There's no communication. There's no exploring ideas with one another. The people that you're exploring ideas with are the people that you're celebrating with, and that's the door that's being opened that I think your spirit guides are urging you to follow, because there's an ending with this woman and this man that are no longer a part of your family because of some superficial issues about their organ inferiority complex or your age difference, okay? And I think you're heartbroken because you did feel home and comfort with them, but I think that the challenges have like created a genuine coldness. But I think that you could still consider you could still consider the potential of the relationship, because there was once comfort, but those relationships do not have value anymore. The Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And I think that you're celebrating in spite of losing certain securities and relationships that lost value. It's because I think that there's like a genuine coldness here after, a trial and tribulation about envy, okay? Or, all of the hardship. There's been illegal activity here with this theft. And so, I think that that means that, like, your home was destroyed by illegal activity is what I'm hearing. What you need to know is that your home was destroyed by an illegal activity. And I think that this man, something happened with this man is heartbroken that you introduce your spouse as someone else. Okay, some of you guys introduce your spouse as someone else. And they realized that they made a foolish risk with a woman that was envious of you while you were their true comfort. Like something where they stole comfort and intimacy, and then they discerned that the woman was a false person and that they were just envious of you, and so the relationship totally lost value. Is what I'm saying, okay? About what you need to know right now, group 2. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your selection. So, this could be about a Leo, but I think that this is a situation that you need to stand up to. You have to be courageous. You have to be daring, because you are coming from a totally different walk of life. I'm hearing Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Okay, because of age, and because of rage. There's violence, aggression, illegal activity. But unexpected money. To get this unexpected money, friend, you need to be courageous. So this is the karmic challenge, okay? Where you have to stand up to a situation that could be daunting. So, let's see what we have from the channel messages, group 3. We have Archangel Gabriel. I think that especially if the situation is daunting, there's such a burden of loss in this situation, but I think that a recent revelation has allowed you to achieve wisdom, to make decisions where you need to be courageous, be confident, and communicate effectively. But I know that there's just so much burden and loss, okay? We have partnership and alliance. We have funeral. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is fatal. Your partner is wild about you. First of all, the hardware is hard, and they just gave a lot of brainwashed people a funeral, okay? Especially about these matters around, sexuality. There has been all kinds of people doing things delusional to justify why they cannot sustain themselves in nature. So this could be, you guys could definitely be needing a partnership and alliance in a political debacle about sexuality, especially if you heard most recently the transgender community has officially been separated from there's been a difference between LGBT. They took the TQ and whatever, I don't know, out. Okay, LOL. So transgender people have their own flag, and they have their own political efforts to address their rights. And I think that this is this partnership and alliance is based on the infinity in nature. So there has been a brainwashing that has been going on where people have been trying to justify why they haven't been able to sustain in nature. And you being someone's object of desire and being their association, and being mutually beneficial to one another as well, have helped you both, get a revelation about something painful or daunting that has been going on. The way that you're, standing up and making decisions and communicating effectively is giving someone a funeral. I'm hearing, don't worry, my girlfriend's a lawyer, or something like that. Don't worry, my girlfriend's a lawyer. We're gonna fix this brainwashing thing, okay? LOL. Something like that. But I think that some of you guys, you really could be getting impacted by these political issues around sexuality, and but I think, or something else that could be going on, your partner that has been announced have helped you achieve a wisdom, have helped you make decisions, have helped you reach a milestone that have made you feel very confident, helped you give you information so that you can communicate, properly and effectively, because there is, you have to be courageous in a situation, especially if it involves political power and a lot of people who advocate in politics out of, for brainwashing. But the way that you have defended the nature of something, they cannot refute these facts of reality. Okay? Your partner also debunks some brainwashing. I'm hearing they've been telling out everybody. Okay, they've been telling out. Or you've just been so burdened by the grief and loss, it's been hard to take these courageous, decisive action. But this partner have put an ending to the burden, friend. Okay, so some type of communication that have empowered you both. Okay, so especially getting to the discuss more about the nature. Get to the, defend nature, because these are irrefutable facts of reality. Because whatever brainwashing has been going on have created a burden and loss for you, and you're like, people are literally trying to defend some brainwashing, and there's someone that is wild about your natural body. Okay, so they're saying that you didn't need that. Okay, that the nature won, right? But you guys have empathy, and so this is where you guys can come together in this political space as well. You have empathy, and I think that you talk about the true nature, but also talk about something sacred as well, especially if this is about sexuality, shadow attachments of pain and shame about sexuality, sexual preference, sex and orgasms. A lot of these people, especially if these are in courts, or these are in, it involves it involves ethical and moral values. Some of these, or it could involve brainwashing. But I think that especially for some of you guys, if it involves an ethical or moral value, they have been projecting insecurity that you can have empathy for, and that you're intuitive about their emotional insecurity that's stopping them from making an ethical or moral decision. I also feel like, this is scary, because, this corruption could be a brainwashing, and there's a partner that has been helping you find a creative solution to a corruption that has been a brainwashing, where it may ameliorate the suffering of the weaker and less fortunate, right? It's easier to Delulu is the Salulu. That's what the corruption said, but it's been a big burden and loss for you, right? Because your truth is it causes people to project, because it reflects back to them the lie that they live, or something that's not natural with the brainwashing. Okay, so it makes them that's the shadow attachment of pain and shame that they were not able to sustain in nature. Okay, yeah, and that you are the sustainable abundance with the partner and the lions. Okay, and you guys have been able to achieve so much wisdom together and get confidence and communicate effectively, so that you can dismantle some brainwashing or projection issues, especially of like a lower social power or something like that. We have the door, and we have some kind of good luck. Yeah, you just recently had some good luck as well, or there was a brainwashing that your life was good luck or something like that. Especially if you're a siren, you have strong spiritual conviction, and people cannot believe your abundance. But they might have thought that this was all good luck, or that this was not like, blood, sweat, and tears. You're just like, please do not project that toxic expectation that's brainwashing people out here thinking that this is easy and things of that nature. Yeah, what did I say? Nature. LOL. Especially like if this was about plastic surgery, it's really easy to go get plastic surgery, right? Those surgeries are only $5,000, right? Or something like that. But it's really hard to be natural, y'all. Okay, it's really hard to be disciplined at the gym with your fitness routine. It's really hard to sculpt your body to be in touch with your true nature, so that your form is manifested in the way that you want it to be, right? Sometimes people's forms are not even supposed to look like that, but because it's so hard to be disciplined, it's so hard to eat right, to stay consistent, it is easier to go get plastic surgery, and that's the brainwashing. Also, these fitness gurus and, teachers online, I definitely agree with that. Anybody claiming to be a psychic teacher, anybody claiming to a psychic or a teacher, I think that, a lot of these people could have people brainwashed, okay, or our authorities. Our authorities have had people brainwashed or something like that, okay? So I think that, like I was saying before, though, I think that your abundance is natural. And so people who have artificially inseminated their abundance have people brainwashed that this life is easy. So some of them, they might see your body and think that it's fake, or they might see your abundance and think that it's fake, that it's artificially inseminated, that it was all good luck, that it was the privilege of light skin when you really worked your ass off about something, okay? I do think some of you guys have been pretty lucky about certain doors of opportunity, but that's because you had a pure and devoted spirit, especially those who have been maintaining a natural beauty. Your slow beauty is very difficult. Okay, it's a lot of work to be natural. To be quite honest, that is high maintenance. But I think that your natural body and how you're irresistible to your partner in alliance have given a lot of people a fatal knockout, a funeral. There's a lot of people who thought that they could have a partner in alliance like this by chasing and artificially inseminating, but that was not their true, that reflection of abundance is not their true values. And so you defending the nature of something have given you a major win, or have brought you, like, you defending the nature of something, maybe at court, help dismantle some corruption. So this spiritual insight is about nature and how it is the sustainable abundance is not the profit motivation that they are seeking to that they really are seeking to uphold. So this has been a whole problem, okay? But it's the irrefutable reality. So the brainwashing is getting dismantled with your ability to communicate about a toxic expectation or about something where we've gotten really far away from the nature of something, but it's actually been like, this brainwashing where we have like, I don't know, like it just feels like some people could be projecting that you are like they project a brainwashing onto you, especially with that body type or something like that. They will just assume that you're plastic or that life is easy, that you have, but some of you is quite the opposite. I also feel like this could have been some type of other burden and loss where you have been exploited by a corrupt organization, and you have an intuition about it because you know that the organization is a group of people who share the same adversity and hardship. So this is about abundance. This is about abundance in sex, abundance in the highest forms of security. Keep defending. I'm sorry. Keep defending the nature, okay, of something. And I think that also that's what I wanted to go earlier as well. Is that like a lot of people have, I personally have returned my body from obesity, and so don't ever like look at my body and think that it was easy for me to like have it, like that I've always had these experiences with partners and alliances that are wild for me now. But I was a child with a nutritional issue and malnutrition and scarcity trauma. So returning my body from obesity is me seeing my true and natural self of what it would look like without all of the brainwashing, without all of the corruption, without all of the violence. And so the more you work on yourself, the more you dismantle a brainwashing. This is not fun because it actually is. The brainwashing could be distractions. Okay, we have the man. We have the get together, and then we have a child. Okay, there's a man and a child that give you high honors. They keep coming around to get together because you're so abundant. But I think that they are not truly. I think that they are opposite. Because they are under a brainwashing, or that they want to uphold a brainwashing because they are truly they're truly inferior. They have an inferior complex about your nature. Okay, they have an inferior complex about your nature and how it led to a different type of abundance. Okay, and that yours is the sustainable abundance and theirs is the artificial the artificial intelligence that may help them survive but will not evolve and sustain. Okay, and so this man and a child, we keep getting together about their shadow attachment of pain and shame about your nature, or getting together around their brainwashing, or about a psychological illness or something like that. Okay, that's what you need to know right now. I think that you have empathy for this child and this man. So if they're coming around a lot to talk, they're not the person that's having this. I think that you have already made decisions about them. So them coming around is just you sharing your abundance and empathy. Okay, but they already got a funeral. Okay. This feels like an ex or a friend that you've had, since the childhood, that have really had a complex around your nature. And why they have, they haven't really been able, like, they've had a complex around your nature because they have been brainwashed by some type of convention, or they haven't been wanting to admit the truth that they feel inferior. Okay. And this could also be the brainwashing. The brainwashing is also a disguise of an inferiority complex. But I think that your partnership and alliance have given them a funeral. Okay. So with this man and this child, I think that this could be their same gender partner from their past, especially as they work through sexuality issues with you. Someone that they've known since they were a child, or expectations of a child that they've had in their life, or expectations since you were a child, or since a friend of yours that you've known since you were a child. Mastering the ending of the relationships. I think that they've already missed their opportunity. With the Ace of Pentacles, you've already made decisions about them, but I think that they keep getting around together to master something. Okay, master something, master a brainwashing, master communications about a brainwashing and a burden of the brainwashing, or something that's not natural, or feeling guilty for not desiring them because they were not natural, or something like that. Okay. The Six of Pentacles reverse, yeah, and then the Hierophant reverse. Yeah, I think that, like I said, these people, this man and this child, or they were in support of the brainwashing. They're the con artist. Transgender is con artistry. This social media influencer, or this man, this other child in the environment that have been maybe trying to get together to act like they've been trying to partner in alliance. They're actually missed opportunities to learn, because they were missed opportunities because they were not able to bring an imbalanced thought about nature, and they were not able to integrate the nature argument, is what I'm hearing. This is an unconventional relationship. So because there was the loss cannot be recovered, and there's a lot of disappointment around this man and this child, especially because some of them are losing their abundance, or they had a hidden motivation in this get together. They really had a issue with your nature, because it would show the world that they're truly the misfortune. This was the irony maxer, is that this brainwashing is really where they try to disguise the nature of something, okay, for profit motivation, or for their own personal hidden motivation, or their own inferiority complex. Okay. So that's what I'm saying about what you need to know right now. I think that this get together with this man and this child represent decisions that have already been made, but help us master a con artist that have been trying to hide nature. Okay, does that make sense? And I think that it takes courage to face these battles, because some of these people have been wishing a funeral on you because your body is natural, or you support something natural. You don't want people to, they don't want people to know the truth about the true nature of something. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, friends. Let me know how this resonates, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one.